Hi, my name is Jaimy Lee. I'm the news editor at MM&M magazine. I'm here today with Paul O'Neill, President of Wellness Marketing at Ogilvy, and Mindy Price, Group Planning Director at Ogilvy. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you.
To start, what would you say are some of the fundamental changes affecting the U.S. healthcare consumer?
Well, it's an interesting time, Jaimy. What we're seeing is some fundamental shifts in terms of what we refer to as the locus of accountability, moving from the healthcare system or the healthcare provider onto the patient, the healthcare consumer themselves. And this has been an ongoing thing, fueled more recently by things like the Affordable Care Act. So we're seeing that patients are out there now much more in control of the decision, but in a challenged position, that they're often ill-prepared to make a lot of these decisions that have been handed to them. So they're left out on their own to a certain extent, looking for some help, and we see that creates great opportunities for good, responsible, effective marketing.
Patients have to be much more informed these days, wherein yesteryear they really just had one source. Starting back in the day, they looked at Dr. Spock, and then it was the internet and their doctors, and now they really have a plethora of information, and really this paradox that they have so much information, but their trusted experts are really playing almost a back seat now because they are much more informed and empowered when they go to the doctor. So there's an interplay between the control.
So there's been a change then in the mindset of the consumer.
Absolutely.
And so this means they're looking at a broader wellness perspective?
Yeah, I think our perspective on this is that the mindset has shifted, and it's gone really from a health orientation to a much broader feeling of wellness, which is not a new trend. We've been talking about this for years, but I do think what's kind of an evolving dynamic is the idea or definition of wellness has shifted, where it was maybe seen as a static or a binary, either well or you're not well kind of viewpoint. And now it's a lot more of an ongoing active process, the pursuit of living more well, and we refer to that as well-being. That's the actual process by which we make decisions and we behave certain ways in the pursuit of trying to live a more optimal lifestyle. And when we refer to wellness and then well-being, we're really looking at a multi-domain kind of approach, everything from health to psychosocial, emotional behaviors and viewpoints, as well as connection to the community, financial, family, all those things, all those factors really add up to a complete picture of what well-being is.
Wellness used to be this unattainable, top of the mountain, doing yoga, holistic, natural practice, and because wellness is really evolving to well-being, this is something that is much more of a mainstream, every consumer out there can achieve a sense of well-being because it's an ongoing practice, an ongoing everyday lifestyle versus that kind of natural yoga spiritualism.
And so in light of these changes, what does this mean for the U.S. healthcare consumer and how they're making decisions about their health?
Yeah, healthcare decisions and wellness decisions are amongst the most challenging decisions to make and behaviors to change for consumers. And this has to do with a couple of factors. Number one, for the most part, these behaviors are very closely held and over a long period of time. This is a reflection of how we grew up and behaviors and habits that we formed over time. Yet they're so fundamentally important to our overall well-being, obviously, that they're very important decisions that need to be made. And the consumer is more and more out on their own making these decisions. So it's a great degree of conflict and tension that people are experiencing. And it's putting them in a position of looking for new information sources, as Mindy was speaking of before, beyond the traditional. So in the past, there were these external sources of authority, the healthcare professional, the third-party system, and things like that, which helped direct behaviors and decisions. Now that consumers are more on their own, they're really looking to a whole different set of sources, whether it's social media, whether it's Dr. Google, well, it's all different places, as well as friends and family. So the whole matrix of decision making has shifted. So it's a pretty exciting yet challenging time for the American healthcare consumer.
You think about things like weight management, which everybody on a daily basis thinks of, and it's really a core cause of things like diabetes and obesity, which are disease states that are on the rise. And so these days, consumers have multiple sources to actually help manage their weight and have a healthier lifestyle. So for example, many of us wear these Fitbits, and we don't even need to talk to a doctor about that. You have these wearables that can help you with small steps every day because you can monitor the progress. But still there's that tension that people want to change their behavior, but it doesn't happen overnight. And in, again, things like weight management, it's very hard for people to make that move. So they need sometimes more of empowerment and push, and sometimes it's things like community that can actually help them. So it's really an ecosystem of tactics and support that can help them achieve these higher state of well-being.
And so what does this mean for brands? Are there new opportunities?
Absolutely. I think that if brands take a very broad view of the need of the new American healthcare consumer, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity for brands to increase their level of engagement and traction and the importance and value they bring into the healthcare consumer. As we said, they are looking for new external sources of information to help them make these decisions and look to improve behaviors that go into this broad sense of well-being. So brands that recognize that they are looking for credible partnerships from brands and be able to step into the void a little bit about where the information is coming from, as long as it's done in a credible, responsible way, it's a great opportunity. Also recognizing that well-being happens one behavior at a time, and to take that view that's a journey and people are trying their best or moving in a positive direction, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. If the brand is there to be there every step along with the consumer, you can really create this indelible connectivity with the consumer, and the brands will flourish because of that.
So the brands almost have to become Sherpas to help guide the consumers, just like you see in other industries such as packaged goods or even B2B. There's an emotional connection, and what we need to do in the healthcare industry is really follow that best practice that's already been established in other marketing industries by elevating the functional benefit of the brand to a more emotional partner-like role for the brand. And when the brands can establish that, they will create that emotional connection, and consumers will really trust them. And as a result, their awareness, their equity, their market share will follow. So it's a new world out there in marketing.
And I think that Sherpa metaphor is so on point because it is about trust, and credibility and honesty is so critical for brands that the consumer is very savvy, particularly in healthcare. If they feel that they're not being treated transparently and genuinely, they will shut down very quickly and the brand will suffer irreparable damage. So very critical that we build a high level of trust and cherish that trust.
Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, we appreciate it. It's a great opportunity.